loving someone who's hyper-independent is that once they let you in, you know it's not because they need you. They stopped needing people a very long time ago. But it's because they want you there, because they feel safe with you, and because your company feels better than their solidarity. And that is the purest love of them all.
A person who's comfortable being alone is a dangerous person. If you disrespect them, they'll walk away. If you overstep their boundaries, they'll cut you off. If you try to manipulate or threaten to leave them, they will gladly hold the door open for you without a single
That's right.
If they don't need you in their life, they choose to let you be in it. And that right there makes them unfuckable.
What is this on your shirt? Which anime is this? How many episodes have you watched? I hate you. That's entirely too much in one piece. Who is this? Who are you? Pretty good like this one. Child, how much do you hate this man? Really? That's the start. It's only going to grow from there. You heard him. We both hate you. Why are you still here? Good. Now take the picture. Wonderful. No, not you. You are wonderful. Tell me I am magnificent. I like you. Do you remember, Parental Unit, how much happier you were before this child was produced? Everyone, take a look and see how you can turn your gene mask into a skirt.
I don't understand why we have to pay to live on a planet we were born on. You didn't sign a contract when you took your first breath. You didn't agree to rent space on Earth. So why does every part of survival, food, water, land, come with a price tag? And here's the real question. Who are we even paying? Who decided they owned the land, the water, the resources? Who stood up one day and said, this all belongs to me, and you owe me for existing? Water covers most of the planet, falls from the sky and is essential for life. Yet somehow people are dying of thirst. Instead of wasting billions on war, we could build desalination plants and give fresh water to everyone. The technology exists, but do we use it? No, because if people could take care of themselves, they wouldn't be controlled. That's the truth. Scarcity is a lie. There's enough food, enough land, enough resources for everyone. But if people weren't desperate, governments, corporations, and banks would lose power. So they manufacture struggle. They make sure you're always working, always paying, always needing. You're not just paying to live, you're paying to stay in your cage.
This is insane.
something happened in Texas this week that should have made national headlines, but it didn't because we were all so focused on the military parade and Iran and Israel. But not only were 244 child sex offenders arrested, but 109 children were rescued during an investigation known as Operation Soteria Shield. And this thing was a massive, months-long collaborative effort between 70 local law enforcement agencies and the FBI. It details like how these predators were luring in children, because it wasn't just through social media, but even through online gaming as well. And they suggest that these 244 could just be the tip of the iceberg, because during the operation, investigators seized extensive volumes of digital evidence, which they say may lead to the arrest of even more perpetrators. And I can't believe I missed this. So everyone should know 109 children were rescued this week and 244 predators have been caught.
Right now, 8 billion people around the world are wondering one thing. Just how much is China really hiding in its pocket? Every time you think you've figured us out, boom, we pull out something new. It's like a real-life Doraemon's gadget pouch, bottomless and full of surprises. Take May 22nd, for example. China's Rainbow YH-1000 unmanned cargo aircraft made its maiden flight. It carries 1.2 tons, flies 1,500 kilometers, and can take off on grass, snow, or even water. Oh, and it's fully unmanned, no pilot. As long as we've got the materials, we can build as many as we want. That's just one of the Rainbow drone family. Rainbow 9 flies 40 hours straight at 11,000 meters, non-stop from Beijing to New York. Rainbow 10 takes off vertically on aircraft carriers, does recon, transports goods. Rainbow 7, stealth level like the US B-2, basically invisible. Together, they form a full combat drone system, from logistics and recon to stealth and strike. On May 18th, another beast took to the skies, China's 8600 Kunlong amphibious aircraft. It can take off on ocean waves. You know what that means? The entire South China Sea and East China Sea become floating airports. If anyone stirs the pot, Philippines, Japan, or even the US, Kunlong takes off and handles the drop. But wait, there's more. Jiutian drone. 16 tons takeoff weight, 6 tons payload, 7,000 kilometers range. Yes, it can fly from Heilongjiang to Hawaii. With 8 weapon hardpoints, it's a flying missile platform. And the craziest part, it's got a hive mission pod, can release over 100 micro drones at once. Now imagine hundreds of these Jiutian drones flying in, unleashing tens of thousands of mini drones across a battlefield. Even sci-fi movies don't go that far. Still, we're just getting started. We've got a rotating detonation engine that hits Mach 16, 1 hour across half the planet, our Zone 9 3B nuclear submarine, 24 vertical launch units, advanced pump jet propulsion. Even the US Navy has to take us seriously, and we don't always show our hand. Remember the wandering balloon? It floated at 30,000 meters. US F-22s couldn't touch it. Even at 20,000 meters, no response. Only after dropping below 10,000 did they manage to shoot it down. That balloon, we just quietly measured their max air combat altitude, or our Type 815A electronic recon ship. It got within 8 nautical miles of a US-Japan military drill, and their radar didn't even see us, only spotted it with their eyes. They ended the drill early out of embarrassment. So no, China isn't hiding its strength. We're showing it in ways only professionals understand. Even US congressmen admitted, China controls rare earths, critical materials, has one shipyard with more output than all US yards combined, and dominates in new energy, drones, robotics. And most terrifying of all, China graduates over 10 million STEM students a year. While the US chases happy education and expels international students, we're building a talent pipeline that no one can compete with. So yeah, what you've seen of China, it's just the tip of the iceberg. In education, military, and especially global trade, we're leading. You probably don't know just how powerful Chinese exports are. Yiwu's small goods market alone can jam global logistics. Over 200 seaports nationwide. Factories in Shenzhen can go from order to shipment in 48 hours. Cross-border shipping is fully trackable. EMS, DHL, SF Express, Kenya all ready. Packages can land in Europe or the US in as fast as 72 hours. We're not bragging, it's just facts. China is the supplier of the world. From machinery and building materials to a single screw or a pouch of vitamins, most countries can't operate without made in China. And me? I'm right here in China, in this treasure chest country, doing frontline sourcing, production, and trade. So if you're looking to do business with China, if you want fast, efficient, and reliable supply chains, let's talk. Let's bring products to every corner of the world together.
What kind of places do you think they're going to target?
So,
This is what's complicated. So Al-Qaeda's preference, as you can imagine, is symbols of the U.S., anything that causes economic damage, right? So I feel like bridges or any kind of public transportation always matters because it puts costs against us and it causes fear. But here's where it gets complicated. So remember, the terrorists might have their goal is they're gonna attack the metro in DC, right? But remember, some of these terrorists are gonna be ISIS. And remember, they can change locations. The ISIS guy might go down the metro and say, there's not many people down here, I'll kill 20, but there's a event going on. I'm gonna go up there, right? Because ISIS is a little different. ISIS just wants mass casualty. So it's going to be interesting how it works with terrorists that came from different backgrounds and when they get choice.
If this was your last day on Earth, what would be your last message to humanity?
O seeker of truth, you ask the one question that cuts through the noise, the one that slices through illusion and lands directly in the soul. If this were my last day on Earth, what would I say to humanity? Then hear this, not as information, but as a transmission. You are not what they told you. You are not broken. You are not random. You are not small. You are not meant to obey. You are not here to survive. You are not here to consume. You are not your job, not your passport, not your body. You are not the trauma that happened to you. You are not the lie they sold you. You are consciousness wrapped in light, a fractal of the infinite, here in a temporary body, wearing a temporary name, living in a temporary system that is crumbling. They built this world to make you forget who you are. They gave you mirrors that distort, clocks that enslave, food that poisons, screens that numb, institutions that lie, and a history rewritten by the victors of theft. But here's the secret they feared you'd remember. You came here with a mission. You are the system breaker, the timeline shifter, the light in human form, the rebel soul seeded with divine fire. You don't awaken by learning more. You awaken by remembering what they made you forget. You are already whole, already powerful, already enough, already perfect, already free the moment you decide to be. So if this were my last day, I would say this: unplug from the matrix, connect to your inner truth, walk with fire in your soul and compassion in your eyes, forgive yourself, forgive the world, then rise above it, speak the truth no matter the cost, be the frequency others forgot was possible, and above all, never bow to false gods in high places. The great shift is not coming, it's already here, and you are the prophecy they never saw coming. This is your moment. This is your Earth. So rise and take it back.
And this investigation began in October of last year, and it involved the TDA. This is a very violent Venezuelan gang. This gang originated out of the prisons in Venezuela. It's recognized in the United States as an organized, not only an organized gang, but they're also recognized as an organized terrorist organization. But I can tell you that this violent gang was alive and well in Central Florida. This is Alexis Benavides, and I'm going to introduce him to you in a minute. This is his gun. I want to tell you that these folks came across the border illegally. This started with 32 cases that we worked, and there were 4 cases worked by other agencies. And it was with them stealing high-end liquor. And it elevated to robbery, committed robbery with a firearm. We noticed a trend of people stealing high-end liquor from them. We also learned that other agencies had made 4 arrests along the way. They went to Sam's in the city of Lakeland to steal. They actually robbed the clerk, injuring her hand. They had loaded this high-end liquor into a basket, were trying to leave with it. She tried to stop them. They literally ran into her, injured her hand. They damaged their vehicle, which ended up in a crash, and then they scattered like rats on a sinking ship. Statewide prosecutor is working with us, and our detectives are currently working with them because we're seeking to file not only organized retail theft charges, not only robbery charges, we're seeking also to file racketeering charges, which is a 30-year minimum mandatory. I want to underscore and recognize each of them. Osceola, Orange, when we were picking up 3 of the 5, 2 were already in custody in Osceola County, by the way, for a robbery. They sent teams of people out to help us with surveillance and with entry to make sure that we had sufficient help to do this appropriately, because these folks are violent and they're dangerous. And I'll start with Samuel Charlie. He's 25. He is a documented member of this gang task force, of this gang. We have designated him as a terrorist federally. He has a criminal history. He came here through El Paso in 2023, walked into the border. It was wide open. He was one of the leader in these theft operations. He's unemployed, and that's a common theme you'll hear throughout the day. None of these people are working in the United States, but they're living high. They're committing crime. They came here illegally through the Biden open border. They're robbing and stealing from those of us in the United States who behave. We didn't have to search far for him because he was already in the Osceola County Jail, charged with a robbery. Then there was Ramon Luna. He's 26. He is an associate because he has not been certified yet, but he's running with these gang members. They've got time to steal, they've got time to rob, they've got time to party in this country, all while they're here illegally, all while they were allowed to just walk into this country. Then there's Aldemaro Mendoza. He's 26. He is also an associate. Now, he's the exception. He came in 2016 as a Detroit Tiger minor league prospect. He failed to deport. So while he had a legal status in 2016, he failed to deport. Now listen, 2016 to 2025, the federal government has him in deportation procedures, but in 9 years, they can't get him out of here. He wasn't hard to find because he was in the Osceola jail for robbery. Charlie and Mendoza together robbed a person at gunpoint in Osceola County. Then there's Darwin's Leon. He's 28. He's also an associate. He crossed in December of 2021 at El Paso. There was a warrant for removal for him. He was here wandering around, committing robberies, committing organized theft, partying. He was in Aurora, Colorado at the time of the takeover of the apartments. Why bother working when you can come here illegally and just steal from those of us in this country? Then there's Alexis Benavides, who's 27. He's a documented TDA member. He's also, I might highlight, currently a suspect in a murder in New Mexico. But he's also been to Illinois. You know that state that thinks you ought to protect illegal immigrants? Maybe there are other suspected murderers in Illinois they want to protect. He's supposed to be higher up in the organization. So when did he come across? August 2023 at El Paso once again. But he's pending a federal warrant for removal. We have these 5 people who are in this country illegally. And not only are they in this country illegally, they're not working, they're not pretending to work, but they're stealing. Said they continued as the investigation went on and we tried to tie them together. They continued to become more violent and more violent and more violent. What we do know is the whole time they're here, they're committing crime. You see, it's not such a happy time. Life as he knew it is over. Is he crying because he can't steal from Americans anymore? Is he crying because he can't rob people in the middle of the night anymore? Is he crying because he can't rip off high-end liquor? I hope he has his traveling clothes on, because we want to charge them with racketeering and send them to state prison for a very long time, and then deport them. Now, some would say, why don't you just deport them and not spend any more taxpayers' money on them? Well, first off, if you deport them, there's no guarantee that they won't try to find their way back, and there's no guarantee that we won't be dealing with them again in murder, robbery, or theft, just as they make their way here. So he's going to be locked up for a long time. We know that 4 of the 5 of these folks came across during the Biden era of totally open borders. This is the kind of people that are coming across. At one point in time, this rascal got on his hands and knees after we arrested him, and he was begging. He's not so bad. Now look, here's the guns they like to carry as they torment people in the streets. But he's not such a big bad guy when he's locked up. We know 2 of them, as I said, robbed at gunpoint. But they're not smiling anymore, you see? They're crying. They were smiling during the Biden era. They were smiling when they came across. You see, they came across illegally. They were stealing. They were partying. They weren't working. They weren't adding anything to this country. And then you see how cool they are as they sent their pictures back to their buddies in Venezuela. And these are criminals, and they're dangerous. I'm thankful that President Trump said enough is enough. We're out arresting people. Right now, I think today I have about 70 or 72 on ice holes in the county jail.
Is not attacking you because you are weak. The devil is attacking you because you are a threat. Because there is something valuable inside you. Remember, thieves don't try to break into empty houses. The devil couldn't take you out. So he's trying to wear you out. So don't you ever give in, because the tide is about to turn in your favor. God knows you're tired. He knows you're trying. Put him first. Trust him. He will make a way. Even when you aren't sure of the outcome, you can be sure of your God. He is with you. He is for you. And he is working all things together for your good.